Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be 5 of my top tips for completing a half Ironman. Alrighty, tip number 1. Alright, so tip number 1 is coming prepared. Now you might have a race that's in the dead heat of summer, but trust me, just come prepared. Bring an extra pair of goggles, bring your wetsuit just in case, it could be wetsuit legal. Bring an extra pair of running shoes if you need to. It might seem like a lot of stuff you're bringing, but trust me, you do not want to be that person that wakes up on race morning that is freaking out over some slight weather issue, or maybe you accidentally ripped your swim cap or your goggles, or whatever the situation is. It's always better to be prepared. And so what I did, I brought my swimsuit, I brought my wetsuit, I brought a couple pairs of goggles. Even if it's warm outside, bring cold weather gear and warm weather gear. Just have enough stuff that you aren't going to be stressing out the morning of the race. And so I found that extremely helpful. Even though I was packing a lot of stuff, just having enough so then if something did go wrong, or the weather changed slightly, or it started raining on me, I had everything that I needed on race morning to successfully and feel very comfortable about racing. Alright, tip number 2. Alright, so my next tip is rest. Now this probably seems so obvious to everyone out there, but getting the proper amount of sleep or even just rest is extremely important. So even the night before, it might seem really exhilarating and fun to walk around, the expo that's going on and to just see everything, but something that really helped me was to just stay off my feet. I wanted to be fresh in the morning, so I did do, I think, a practice swim, and I went for a little jog, nothing too strenuous, because I just wanted to make sure I was extremely rested up the night before. Also, I don't know if the race is going to be in a town close to you, but you might have to travel. And so I know when I travel, I get very anxious about sleeping in a bed that's not mine. And so having maybe headphones with you, or even I used earplugs because I was actually sharing a room with my mom, and she kind of breathes heavily, kind of snores when she sleeps. And so just making sure I was comfortable enough in the environment that I was in to get enough sleep. And even if I couldn't sleep, I could rest, I could play on my phone and just make sure I'm staying off my feet, just so I could be energized as possible for the race in the morning. Alright, tip number 3. Alright, so tip number 3 might also sound kind of like a no-brainer, but have fun. Now, everyone out there might not be doing it to win the race, or you might be one of those people that are trying to be, number 1, finishing the race, but I still encourage you to have fun. There were a lot of signs people were holding up, everyone's cheering everybody on, so be one of those people that also cheers people on. I know I always felt really good, when these fast bikers were coming up behind me and passing me, and I kind of just felt defeated a little bit, but every now and then one of them would be like, keep it up, keep going, you're doing awesome. And so that's what I would do when I was, maybe passing someone on a run or passing someone on the bike. I would just encourage other people, because it just feels so good when people are encouraging you to finish, just complete strangers pushing you on to just finish this race. Also, I encourage you, if you're kind of feeling down a little bit, or you're like, oh, I just can't finish this, maybe try talking to someone. During my half Ironman, probably the last 6 miles of the run up to the finish line, I was kind of running the same pace as this guy. I think his name was Aaron, I can't remember, but he was 37. I could see on the back of his calf how old he was, and just talking to him, and we kind of started running together. So we would run to the bottom of a hill, and then we'd be like, okay, once we get to that hill, we're gonna walk it. And so it was kind of cool talking to someone, and it kind of kept my mind off of the race, and we were both kind of feeling like, oh, we're so tired, or we're so hungry, or all we want to do is just finish. And so it was kind of nice to just get your mind off of someone, or it was kind of nice just to get your mind off of the race. So I encourage, if you see someone, just talk to them and have fun doing it. Tip number 4. Okay, so the next tip I have is something that I picked up after my very first half Ironman, and it's something that I didn't do. And the tip is to pack an after race bag. And so when you're done with your race, all you're gonna wanna do is maybe change out of your clothes, get something to eat, just chill. You wanna kind of just strip everything off you because you're probably tired, you're probably hot, you're probably, chafing in weird places. And so all you wanna do is just get out of your clothes. And the worst thing possible is having to dig through all of your stuff to find, that sweatshirt that you just wanna throw on, or those sandals that you packed but you just can't find them. So my tip is to pack a bag filled with maybe some food that you like to snack on, because you never know what they're going to have after the race for the athletes. And so like I said, when you're exhausted, just some clothes that you're going to want to wear, or that you easily have access to, so you're not digging through your car or rummaging through all of your stuff. So some clothes, some shoes, some snacks, definitely. And yeah, that is tip number 4. And finally, tip number 5. And finally, my last tip is to bring a bag or bring somebody to collect all of your gear from transition. So I was fortunate to have my mom and my dad and my little sister come cheer me on during my half Ironman up in Muncie. And it was just so nice having someone to go into transition. They give you a little kind of a form to give to someone who can go into the transition area, who is able to collect your bike or all of your shoes and just everything that you've left there. Because I know when I finished my race, the last thing I wanted to do was go collect my bike and then pull it all the way over to my car and then get all my stuff. But if you don't have someone with you, which, that could be the case, in your transition area, so where you set up your bike and your shoes and your gels and your goos and all that stuff, pack some type of bag. So I think I also had a garbage bag in there. And so after my race, I had my mom get my bike, and then I got everything else, and I literally just threw it all into this garbage bag and heaved it over my shoulder. So I wasn't walking around with my helmet and my goggles falling behind me and me having to pick them up. I just threw it all into a garbage bag and hauled it to my car, where I had from tip number 4, my after race bag, where I had some water and some candy that I wanted to eat just to spoil myself a little bit. So hopefully you found these tips helpful, and you can use them when you're preparing for your next race or your first half Ironman event, or just something that you can keep in the back of your head. So coming prepared, getting enough rest, having fun, packing an after race bag, and having someone or a bag to collect all of your gear after your race. So I hope you liked this video. Comment down below, give me a thumbs up, and definitely subscribe to my channel. I'm pretty new at this, and I'd love all the feedback I can get, and I definitely look forward to seeing you guys next time. Bye!